everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session. This is the Convergence, and I have Akinola Yinka here. I have Winye Okeke, and then I have Philip Olabisi. And today we'll be discussing right associations and how to ensure that you have the right people around you, and then you get value from the people that are around you. So I'll be asking them questions. I'll try to switch from one person to the other so everybody has an opportunity to talk. But first of all, I'll be asking, what exactly do we mean by right associations? What exactly does that mean? I'll just say Philip should take that.
You go first.
Yeah?
All right, thank you so much, Aga, for the question. Now, the first thing that I would like to say is this. It's important for us to agree that there are right and wrong associations. Bible says, he that walks with the wise shall be wise.
That's correct.
And a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So, right association means the kind of people that we work with, that we share the same values and interests that determines what the outcomes of our lives will become. So I believe that right association means moving with the right set of people, and basically that's what it means.
Okay, I would be asking Yinka what exactly that means, because I would assume that the word right association is relative. Yeah, what constitutes as right associations to me may not necessarily constitute right associations to you. So is there like a general, universal definition or explanation or meaning for the word right associations?
Okay, yeah, thank you. I think I would just want to go with what Mr. Philip talked about already, and well, maybe from this standpoint, we can't have a right without a wrong. When I'm talking about, there are always two sides to the coin, and so that means if we have a right, then we probably have a wrong, and so but the association is probably constant in the equation. That's the best way to put it. So if we're talking about right association from my perspective, I think. Of course, the word right is right. I'm not talking about right hand. I mean, right, literally. So if you want to make right decisions, I think your association needs to be right. They play a huge role in defining who you are, in influencing your decision. So for me, right association basically means the company you keep, and in one way or the other, they inform and influence the decisions you make.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I have another question. I have a couple of questions regarding right associations. So you say from your perspective, right associations are the people that would help you with your decisions, go on the right path, influence your life, I would ask that, do you start from evaluating like all your friendships? Do you just wake up one morning and say, oh, you know what, I want to find out if I have the right association, and then you write a list and say, oh, Philip is my friend, but I don't know if he's right for me. Like, do you just wake up and do that? I'll be asking Oyenye that. Like, I would like to, how do you start to ensure that you know what you're keeping the right company? How do you do that?
I think for me, it's about letting God choose my friends and letting God choose the people that are around me. Many times when I come across people, and walking with the Holy Spirit plays a huge role, because then you're very sensitive. You're able to tell if that person should be in your corner or if that person should not be in your space. So I think not waiting till you get to a point where you're like, oh, is this person right for me? Is this person, good for me? Is this person bad for me? I think from the very onset, from the very foundation, letting God decide who should be in your space, who should be around you, is very important. And when we look at the relationship that David had with Jonathan, you can see that it was something that influenced David in a positive way, right? And even when you look at Jesus and the people that he had around him, those were his disciples, those were his friends, and he was influencing them in a positive way. So I think from the very onset, letting God decide who should be your friend is very important.
Okay, so when you see somebody and then the person is trying to be friendly with you and all that, is it like you have like an internal system? I know you mentioned the Holy Spirit that says.
I'm gonna like to contribute to what she just mentioned. I was gonna say that later. Now she mentioned the issue of praying to God. Now our relationship with men, I see it as horizontal relationships. So I believe if our vertical relationship is not correct, it's going to affect our horizontal relationships with women. mentioned Jesus and disciples. Jesus did not randomly just walking on the street pick disciples because the purpose of the disciples, we don't really read our Bibles to that point. People don't take note. The purpose of choosing the disciples was not going to preach. Was not that it was good. The Bible said he chose them so that they might be with him. That's fellowship and association. Now, choosing the disciples, Bible said he prayed all night. So from the place of prayer and interaction with God, his vertical relationship, when he came out in the morning, he was able to choose right. So choosing your friends, because what see people do is that we actually misuse the word friends a lot. Not everyone that we actually call friends are friends. Some of them are associated at work. Some of them are acquaintances. The word friend is not something you just throw away, because your friend will determine your end. So you can't just use the word friend for everyone.
Yeah.
So I believe strongly I agree with what she said. There are many people present themselves very well. So you cannot use what you see, the way people do, moralist and everything. Your value system must align before we can call somebody your friend. Somebody that your area of interest, the things that you think about. You sit down with somebody 10, 15 minutes and in your conversation with them, because all of us right here, we have our weaknesses. Anyone that you want to associate with that strengthens your weakness is not a friend. It's actually an enemy. So you cannot choose somebody that you are somebody you are trying to develop your relationship with God and you want to study your Bible. Somebody comes to meet you and say, close your Bible, let's go and play. That's some of all those little things are signs in knowing if this person is a friend for the long haul or for temporary purposes. So I'm just trying to agree with what she said.
Okay.
I'm also sorry.
That's okay.
To add something.
Yeah.
I think when you meet someone, you don't know what the intent of that person's
Yeah,
heart is,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
You don't know what that person thinks. You don't know who that person is. And I'll give an example with Samuel the prophet. When he went to anoint a king in the house of Jesse, the Bible said he saw all the sons and he was moved by their physical appearance.
That's right.
But the Bible said man sees the outward, but God sees the heart. And that's why it's important to have a solid foundation with God. Because when you have that daily intimacy with God, God will bring things to your knowledge that you don't even know because he sees the end from the beginning. Just to add that before you go on.
Okay. So while I completely understand the religious perspectives you've given, what if I'm not a Christian? Like, does that mean, oh, you know what, I'm not going to have like good friends or have good company to keep? What if I'm not, I don't know, I'm just somebody that does vibes. So, what, we vibe, we're cool, we have, I mean, when we hang out, it's just seamless, there's no bad vibes in the air. And I'm not necessarily waiting on the leading of the Holy Spirit before, like when I meet somebody and then we start to talk and hang out and this person looks cool, they look like someone you can hang with, you can have further conversations with, and I'm not picking up vibes like, oh, you know what, don't talk to this person, I'm not a Christian, like that. Does that mean
Yeah, okay.
I can't have good friends?
I completely agree with you. In fact, the best way to also put it is maybe, we talk about the religious aspect of it. And what about before we got saved? We had friends, And maybe I'll use my personal experience as an example. Associations are associations. They're just people you go on the journey with. Everybody have their contact list. You have some couple of people in your contact list that when you want to make some certain decisions, you're okay. For example, if you want to gist, you know who to talk to in your contact list. If you want to talk about Bible or God or value, you know who to talk to. So basically, we are all in a journey. It's more like a train. Wow, the train. All right. And the truth of the matter is, in that journey, there are people that are always. I like to define it this way: life is in time and season. So for every time of your life, and when we started from primary school, we had associations in our primary school level. Where you get to secondary school, this has nothing to do with your faith even. Your secondary school level, you had friends, you had people you thought you guys would be together forever until when you guys left school and everybody went their separate ways, and then you meet some other set of people in the next season of your life, and then that function is defined by where you are going. Anywhere you are going in life, whether right or wrong, you always find people going the same way. And what connects you basically is that same motive. Okay, where are you going here? Okay, I think I'm going there as well. It's the same we want to take a flight. You're going to Calgary, for example. Oh, where are you going? Calgary? Sure. We're on our way to Calgary, and it's a one-way kind of thing. So whichever part you find yourself, even whether religious or not, whether God or not, whether vision or not, whether the good way, the bad way, the right way, the wrong way, you always find people going in that direction.
Okay, so I take two things from what you just said.
Okay.
One is that you have different people for different lists. So probably in your contacts, you have religious guys, Ayo, Bola, Tommy, and then you have hangout guys, Seka, what's that thing they call it, Coachella, let's go to Red River X. You have those guys, and then you have career people on your contact list. Yes, I take that, and I mean, that's totally okay. But I also wanted to ask that, so you say, yes, we're all on a journey, you meet people. So you have friends for time and season, like, this person I don't need this person anymore. Because that may sound parasitic. And friendships or associations are supposed to be symbiotic. You're supposed to give you value and then give me value in return. Not that, I'm taking from you. But I don't know. Is it that you just have some friends that are like, I don't need this person again. It's time to move on. I mean, you're no longer helping my life. Like, do you have friends like that? Do you have associations like that? Do you have connects like that? What do you do maybe when, they constantly still want to be in your space? They want to be in your life, and then maybe somewhere in your mind, like, you know what? I've moved on. You should move on to what exactly do you do?
Do you want me to answer? Maybe. Mr.
Okay, now I don't know. The thing is this: one of the things that we're supposed to be humble. For me, I believe we must first of all know that man is made for relationships and associations and interdependence. It helps us to be humble because what I have, you don't have. What you have, I don't have. So that already paralyzes pride in any person. So there are no self-made people. I only see self-made fools because you can't just say you are self-made.
Yeah.
God has made man for interdependence. So anyone that you see that says he doesn't want to relate to him is someone that you run away from.
Yeah.
And so this is the way I see it. Now, friendships, some friendships, is a very hard truth, but it's a truth. I believe it. We can discuss that, we can disagree. I believe some friendships and relationships are for a season, for a reason. Some are for a season, for a lifetime. Sometimes we hold on to certain friendships that are supposed to be for a season, and then they become toxic for us.
Okay.
And when we don't really, that's why when you talk about religion and all of those things, there's no way we can take it back and forth. We can't ignore going back to the Bible.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. The reason why I'll tell you is this. I've read several books by people that disregard God. They don't even regard him. But all the principles in their books, they stole from the Bible.
Okay.
So that's why no matter how we say anything here, we'll go back to the Bible. Look at the way David loved Jonathan, like his own soul. Are there still such friendships? The people somebody that was supposed to steal your throne. Jonathan was supposed to be the next king, but he recognized this person was going to be the next king, and he loved him. It's very rare to find such friendships.
Yeah.
So that's an example of, and that's not Romeo and Juliet. So now we must recognize the aspect of relationship for a season. And if you are not Christians, every one of us, we are going to attract people of our kind.
That's great. I agree.
And this is one of the things that you need to know. What are your thoughts on a daily basis? You will always attract people that are in sync with your most predominant thoughts. What you think about, you will attract on a daily basis. If you love to play games and everything, you will attract people no matter how you see it. One day you will attract people. There are people that play games and they get connected with people not in the same country. They play online and they've not met physically. So associations and friendship in this 21st century is not only physical contact. Social media has brought everyone. So what I'm saying is this, that you have people, you must recognize when you need to stop. And as I said, go back to the Bible, discernment, being sensitive to know when to break off from this person. If you don't recognize such moments, you are going to eventually land yourself in trouble. So no matter how you see it, we can deliberate on it. There are times that you need to cut off from such people because they are sources of validating some of the issues of your life you are trying to deal with. We must recognize no hard feelings. If we don't do that, we are going to eventually land ourselves in trouble.
That's right.
Okay. So Onyinye Philip said that, you know what, you're going to attract people like you. Yeah. So I have to ensure my value system is right, you know, so I can attract people that have,
Right.
you know, the right value system. But what if I don't know how to, what if I'm not even sure I have the right value system, you know? So how am I going to attract what I don't have? So I'm at point A and I'm trying to move to point B, but I might not necessarily recognize that, you know what, I am supposed to be at point B. But maybe somewhere in my head, I'm maybe not satisfied with where I am, but I'm not sure how to move from this place to this place, you know? So let's say my current network is not really helping me, you know, and then I want to leave that zone, you know. My value system is not right, you know, or maybe I'm not sure it's right. So I cannot necessarily leave my value system to attract the right network for me. But I know that, you know what, I need to be speaking with people that maybe have more sense than I do. What practical steps do you think, you know, I can take to ensure that maybe I change my circle, you know? I mean, aside from the normal, maybe pray about it, you know, try to get discernment from the Holy Spirit, you know, try to maybe look at my friends and see who I need to stop speaking with constantly. What other things do you think I can do to be able to change my circle, you know, to be able to meet the right network?
Okay. First of all, I think it is important to take it one day at a time and not try to beat oneself up.
Okay.
In the sense that you mentioned a scenario where you want to get to a particular point, but you don't even know what you need to get to that point, right? So you're sort of trying to transition from having the people that you have around you now, wanting to have a certain type of person or a certain company of people around you. I would say just take it one step at a time. And if I may ask, are we speaking from a biblical perspective or on a general perspective?
Let's just use practical steps. Let's not restrict it to, you know, just what the Bible says.
Okay, like generally, practically. Yeah, I would definitely say take it one day at one step at a time and one day at a time. There should not be a need to want to get to a particular place at a particular point. Personally, for me, I was at a point in my life where I had toxic people around me. I'm going to be very practical now. And even though I wanted to change my circle, I didn't know how to go about it. But what I did was just you know, taking it easy on myself. And at the right time, the right kind of people came around me. So for that person who is like wanting to change the people around them, I would say just be patient with yourself and try not to rush things on your own. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm going to also respond to it.
Yeah?
Just before you, because you mentioned, I like the fact that you have to be patient with yourself. Though I don't agree with the fact that the person doesn't have right values. I believe personally that the day you recognize that you need to change your friends, there's already a change going on already.
That's right.
That acknowledgement to recognize your environment is a major factor. People go on and on like that. They don't have the energy to actually recognize and take that step. The day the person recognizes, even that's why we talk, that's the beginning of a change. I know the level I am right now is not the best for me. That's a major defining factor in going to the next level. And that's where the issue of be patient with yourself. You are changing your environment already. There must be some level of exposure to new learnings for you to acknowledge that. You're hearing something else. If you didn't stop hearing what you were hearing before, you may not get to that point. So already a change is already taking place. So you now need patience. I'll go to Bible. I love Bible. You know. So I always tell people that I don't care how much you have read.
Yeah.
If you have not read Bible, you have not read nothing. So that's I'm very practical. And I interact with a lot of people on a daily basis. And I know that I can't be wise if I don't read Bible. That's what I believe. So permit me, moderator.
That's okay.
I'll be using scriptures from time to time, So that's what I'm saying that because you have to be patient. Bible says, let patience have a perfect work. There is that process of patience with yourself. Because if you're not patient with yourself, you will make a lot of wrong decisions. So you have to be patient. Don't be hard on yourself. You are in a process of changing and everything. In fact, in that process, there's some people that are still going to abuse you because you are not reaching out to them like you used to reach out to them. But the truth is this: in life, there are people you must never meet, and there are people you must never miss if you want to fulfill your purpose and your assignment on this. So it's a process. So be patient with yourself, like she said. I agree with that. Now, if you want to go, you must begin to identify people. You must look around. There is a big challenge in our generation. There are many people that believe everybody is doing the wrong thing. They believe everybody is. There's no young person that is sin. Everybody's just bad. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's hanging out. There's nothing bad in Nigeria. You mentioned Red X, or what did you mention?
Red River X.
Red River. We've been there,
Yeah.
and we didn't lose our salvation.
Yeah.
We didn't become children of the devil because we went there. I went to Legoland in Florida. Everything was built by Lego. Beautiful, everyone was enjoying themselves. I didn't come back and I didn't serve God anymore. So, hanging out, going to places like that does not affect your value system. That's what I believe. So, you can hang out with people, you can go out. So, but your value system will always attract the persons that have the same set of values like you are. So, in the process of doing that, identify people that are doing certain things that you hope to do. If you want to be friendly, you must first of all show yourself friendly. So that's what I believe as well. And just be patient and you go on.
Okay, so you said a couple of things, You need to recognize that, your current network is not so great. You need to change it. You need to acknowledge that, there's a problem that I need to fix. You also need to be patient with yourself, Just take it one day at a time. And then you need to begin to identify, the people that align. I think we missed one step. We need to find purpose because, you need to identify what you need to do before you find the people that can fit, into that your goal, vision, or dream, or whatever. I wanted to ask Yinka that, how do you evaluate your friendships? Are you like me that maybe sometimes you do like a quarterly revision, like this person, but I say, do you do that constantly, or does maybe one of your friends that what the person is maybe fantastic, do they just say one thing one day, or pick up one habit that you're like, what, that's a red flag, I need to stay away from this person? Like, how do you evaluate your friendships? Is that something you do constantly, or you just leave it to time and chance, and place?
Okay, I just want to say a couple of things before I get to the answer, by the way. Mr. Phillips says something very that I love, by the way. He talked about that life is built on relationship. That's the truth, actually. Whether we like it or not, one way or the other, blah, blah, blah. Family, friend, that's how that came from. And even God himself is Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and talking about this symbolic relationship between these guys. And but to answer your question, because I want to bring out a couple of cases in the Bible, since we are to and honestly, that's the truth.
I want it to be more practical.
We should just turn this session into a,
I'll be very
the Convergence, a religious perspective. I think we should just change it. But it's okay.
I'll have to tell you everything from my standpoint.
That's okay.
I
that's
want
fine.
to conform to what we have to say and then leave what I do. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
I'm just trying to, for me, most of my case study I bring up from the Bible because it is what I live.
That's
For
fine.
example, how do I choose my friends? Okay, I met this guy, I met this lady, I realized, okay, we exchange contacts, we begin to get close at school, workplace. Okay, God, what role am I playing in this person's life? What role is this person playing in my life? Usually for me, because I don't have time for so many things, personally. I just don't have time. 24 hours is not enough for me. So I need to make sure the people in my life, they are really, really worth it. I want to make sure if I'm chatting with people, they are really, really people that are worth it. And I want to say this story. This is a true life story. I've shared it a couple of times with some of my people. And once upon a time, when I gained admission to school back in Nigeria for my first degree, it was just me, and I had no friends because I was very skeptical. I was like, God, I don't just want to choose any friends because I'm in this school, and for the years I'm going to use in this school, whoever I choose as my friend will determine a lot of things about my life. So I did something very funny, and I prayed and fasted 3 days. I was like, God, I need a friend. God, I need a friend. True life story. In fact, I didn't know what I know then. I just innocently, and God, I need a friend. God, I need a friend. And I met a guy. We've been together since 2017, and our friendship to today is like, I want to say it's like Jonathan and David. And this is true life story.
Sorry, quick question. So when you saw that guy, did you see like a halo around him? Like, that's my guy. That was a joke, by the way. But
what happened precisely.
Yeah.
Because I got to meet him was even funny because so I moved to the hostel. I wasn't planning to do the hostel, but after I finished prayer, I felt like to move to the hostel. So I just said, okay, let's go to the hostel. When I got to the hostel, so they were telling me about the guy. I was like, yes, this guy is one blood. That guy wanted to meet him. He talks exactly like you. He's almost exactly like you. And they were telling me as well, this guy is so fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Meet him. And you know that kind of thing.
Such a divine arrangement.
They told me, okay, you come and meet him in the morning if you want to meet him. I was like, you have to come and meet him in the afternoon. You know, we're doing that ego kind of thing. Meet me and meet you. They were going to meet.
Yeah.
Just coming back from. I didn't know we attended the same fellowship in school. I didn't even know. We just after started, where are you going? He said, oh, let's go to the hostel together. Then we got talking, and the conversation was awesome. I was like, you know, this is very important. This is very important. When you talk, make sure you are talking at the same frequency. You know, there's a place in the Bible where Lazarus died. So they told you, they said, Jesus, Lazarus is dead. He said, no, he's asleep. They said, no, he's dead. He said, no, he's asleep. So they were talking from two realities, two different realities. There are some people you can't engage them in the conversation with them. You'll be bored. That's why let's end this conversation. I do that a lot. I tell them, no. I can't continue this conversation. For my own sake. So this is where I'm going. So we started connecting. I'm like, just normal conversation. We're just gliding.
You were in love.
I said this. He said this. I said,
yeah.
For him to know this and for him to know this. Guy. Okay, I said this again. He said this again. I said this. We're vibing. I just said, let me. I said, there's this guy in the hostel he wanted me to meet. He said, there's this guy he wanted me to meet.
Oh wow.
I'm like, oh, wait, are you the guy? He said, are you the guy? That was an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
From that time, anytime I speak, I feel like even when I talk to people, at times I don't get to understand. And this is very important. There are times when you want to express yourself to people, you're going through a certain situation. I just need at least one person to understand you at that point. When every other person thinks, okay, she's out of her mind. You have that one person in your life that says, no. It's okay. And then for me, it was that guy. Every time I was okay, I said, bro, come. People are thinking, I'm making this decision, I feel like it's the right thing. But because people have the wrong mentality, they say everything wrong. If they have the right mentality, they say everything right. So I feel like it starts here before you see it around you. So for me, that was how we connected. And from that time, after school, I'm now in Canada, still in Nigeria. Our friendship, our communication is still intact. Yeah. So that's a practical example of how I went about it. So I believe so much in prayer when it comes to prayer. And I'll say this, Jesus went on 40 days fasting and prayer before he chose his 12 disciples. Yet somebody betrayed him. Imagine a woman who don't pray before you have a friend. You're not trying to be that, oh my God, you to betray me. So I'm talking about, I feel like if Jesus practically did the same thing, I think one way or the other we need to. Oh yeah, last illustration. Ruth and Naomi. That's in Ruth chapter 1, verse 15, 16, 17. Something happened. The guy died. Naomi's child died. And so Naomi told the wives, you know what, you guys go. Just leave me, let me enjoy it. They said, no. So the first lady offered, she said, you're going to go, and then she left. She kissed her goodbye. And then the second lady, Ruth, she said, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. I've seen something in you. This one can't be explained in English. And it's the same thing. I feel like you can't explain it. Just this connection. There's some people you just vibe with natural. Hey, there's something about you. What your God is my God. Your people must be my people. Where you go, I will go. Where you die, I will die. Now, 2 Kings chapter 2, and last illustration, I promise. Elijah and Elisha. Elijah told Elisha, you can go. I will be taken up to you. Elisha said, no. As long as the Lord lives, as long as your soul lives, I will not leave you. There are some people you just see them, I must not do this. I always jokingly say this. There are some people in your life, if they offend you, go and beg them, I'm sorry for you offending me. Because why? They are not just playing any role. They are playing a major role in our life for different reasons. You can't. Well, they always say nobody's in this person. No, there are some people in your life, you must not let them go. You must never let them go. Why? Because the role they are playing is so important to your destiny. You don't want to let them.
Okay. Thank you so much for that insightful session.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we have friendships like Ruth and me now because I'm not practically going to put my life on hold because of you.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing something in you. I can be seeing it in you and can be seeing it from afar. I don't have to be in your space. Yeah. I wanted to say something. So I see that we're having this conversation, yeah, and we're restricting the word associations to just our friends. There are other types of associations,
Yes.
you know, mentors, maybe top bottom relationships, maybe not flat lines, you know. They can be your, how do I put it, your bosses, you know, the people you look up to in the society, you know, somebody that doesn't even know you're existing, that you know, but in your head, you know, you have conversations with each other. You might be just seeing content that they put out and it aligns with you, and then you know you actively follow them, you know. So I would say that brings us back to purpose, you know, finding your purpose and then trying to identify the people that can help you in your journey. But I want to ask here, I want to ask about your experience with, you know, relationships that are not necessarily your friends. You know, I mean, with your friends, it's easy for you to maybe give value in a way. You know, you can be there for your friends. You know, you can pay them attention. You can come through for them financially, or if they need advice, you know, you can be there for them. That relationship can be symbiotic. Yeah. But what happens in a, you know what, he's a mentor. You know, we're not friends. I cannot gist with you like friends. Yes, I can talk to you maybe if I need help, and then you can counsel me. You know, but I want to ask your experience with those kind of relationships. You know, how did you know when to move on from a mentor? You know, when you guys started, maybe the mentor was, you know, giving you the kind of advice you needed. You know, the mentor will come through for you when you need help. You know, try to connect you with other people that can help you. You know, but I just want to ask about your relationships with people like that. You know, your mentors. Was your experience good? Was it bad? Have you had to change mentors? You know, say, you know, let's say this guy. I mean, it's cool, but you know, I have to find somebody else. So I'll start from Philip, and then we'll go to Oyinye, and then we'll go to Yinka.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep. I'm sure you have mentors in the spiritual industry.
Spiritual industry, man. Industry. I have mentors in all spheres of life. Business. I have mentors in business. And what's mentorship, we can't do without mentorship. I believe strongly in mentorship. I believe that I won't be where I am today without mentors. And where I hope to be in the future, I will need mentors.
Yeah.
So I have mentors in, I know my purpose already. Yeah. So I know people that are gone ahead of me in the same, so I try to find them. Now, let's talk about this issue of mentorship, because it was one of the things that I discussed in one of my live sessions. And the speaker mentioned something that is going to set a lot of people free.
Yeah.
Now, mentorship is not, again, all about physical contact. There are people that are mentoring you that you may have opportunity to meet someday. And because you have been following them, listening to them, you have been interacting with them through their books, through their writings, they're already speaking into your life. And you're already interacting with them. So, I have mentors. Like I mentioned, I have mentors in my ministry. I have an assignment to young people, to my generation. So I know people that have gone ahead of me. What mentorship provides is, it provides many things. It provides you fall into some avoidable pitfalls in life. There are pitfalls that you don't need to replicate.
Yep.
That somebody will just tell you, and you think you know. Our generation is a proud generation.
Yeah.
That's the truth. We think we know, we have access to a lot of information, that we don't need anybody. The truth is this: you will need a mentor at one point in your life. There is a point in every man's life that you are clueless. Every one of us will get to that point. And it takes humility to recognize that somebody has gone ahead of you. Just one. And even if you're a Christian now, let me tell you, the funny thing about this that people don't say, even if you're a Christian, you have the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
You're speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost may not show you anything.
Yeah.
He wants you to go humble yourself.
That's it.
The answer has been provided to somebody already. I'm not going to provide a new answer to you.
Yeah.
Humble yourself and go and recognize somebody that have provided the answer to and listen to him. He may pray and he may not provide a new answer. But so you may continue to pray. So recognizing mentors. I have 3 mentors, major 3 mentors that have been with them for 10 years.
Amazing.
And I've not I can't let them go. They can't even offend me because I need them more than they need me.
Yeah.
I'm the one that needs them. So even if they see anything, I will still hold on. Because I've been able to trace my life. That I have gotten to crossroads in my life that I will have landed myself in serious trouble without telling them. I didn't even tell them what I just called them. I just said, let me greet you. And they start talking to me. And I don't even need to tell them my problem. They address the issues in my life without even asking them any question. And I'm taking notes. So by the time they say, do you have anything? No, I don't have any question. Thank you. Because already there's a connection. And I'll be able to discern that through my conversations with these persons over the years, my life has been able to align with the will and purpose of God. So I believe strongly you'll be doing yourself a huge disservice without having mentors. Mentors doesn't have to be your age mate. Doesn't have to be people older than you. There are people that are younger than you, but they've achieved what you are hoping to achieve. Be humble enough to listen to them. It doesn't cost you anything to be humble. It costs you everything to be proud. So that's what I would just say.
Thank you so much for that.
Powerful,
Yeah. How I was going to ask, how do you keep those relationships alive? How do you water those relationships? How do you ensure that the relationships flourish? Because I mean, relationships are like active work. If I'm correct, if you leave it, it will probably die.
One of the ways to do that is this: your mentors will not always be available to speak with you. They are busy people. They will not always be available. One of the things my mentors told me, because I've not heard from my mentor, one of my mentors in a long time, and is busy in the lockdown, and he really hit me hard. He said, you have access to my teachings. You have access to my books, my live sessions. I will not always be available to speak with you one-on-one and everything. And he just said, listen to my messages, read my books and everything. What happened is this: even those you have not spoken to physically, and you choose them as your mentors, and you are following them, the grace they carry is going to begin to flow into you, such that when you have opportunity to meet with them physically, and they listen to you speak, they will know that the grace they carry is flowing in you already. So that's one thing. So I engage my mentors in books, in their teachings, their recordings and everything. I do that constantly, so that how to keep the communication. And I'm not just calling them because I want them to talk. I'm checking on them too, how they are doing, because they are too, they are flesh and blood like myself. Many of sometimes we, like you mentioned, symbiotic and parasitic relationship. We just want to take. Once we take, we run away. We don't give. We must balance our mentorship-mentee relationship. We must reach out to them. How are they doing? Their children, their wife, how they are doing too. They need it. They want it to ask. But we don't ask. We just glean from them. We always assume, like I have mentees. I don't know how to put it. This is the way God has designed life to be. I have people that mentor me, and I have people that are mentor as well. So most time I see my mentees, they think I have everything together. Every time my life is perfect, my life is always in place. I'm telling you, sometimes I need people to check on me. I value it a lot. Someone just sent a text message, how are you doing? Because I don't enjoy much of that. From the university, well, for example, I was president in a fellowship. Philip has everything together. He doesn't need any help. And I go on and on like that, and I suffer at times. Emotionally. I want people to check on me. I value it a lot. So you must do that with your mentors as well. They want to know that you value not just, you want to ask them questions. You just check on them. How are you doing? You're not asking them any questions.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ways to keep that relationship.
Okay, so it's your turn. Just tell us your experience with mentors, good, bad. I mean, he has just given us positive highlights. we would like
I
to
told you that
like a balance.
my mentor hit me hard.
Yeah.
He has never spoken to me like that before.
Yeah.
He gave me an instruction, and I was daily playing because, okay, that's communication, and I was playing. He told me, he said, if you don't do this, it's going to affect our relationship. And I knew that the tone has changed already.
The dynamics has
changed.
changed.
Thank you for that one. Already, he has never spoken to me.
Yeah.
Because over time, once he says this, I do it and everything. But there's one thing he's been speaking to me about for 6 months. And I didn't do it. He will still call me, he smile with me. He just changed the tone of his voice.
Yeah.
And I knew, okay, something is going on here.
Yeah.
Because he has been talking to me, I will still smile. I will ignore that part. He's talking to me about every area I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But that part that he has pointed to me, I didn't do it. But we are still going on and everything until he changed that. If you don't do this thing, it's going to affect our relationships. I'm telling you, all the hair on my body just stood up. And I knew this person is really serious right now.
Okay. So, yeah?
I think the place of mentorship, like you said, is extremely important. It cannot be overemphasized.
Yeah?
I, for one, I have not had any bad experiences. I have not had any bad experiences with mentors.
I have.
I'm glad to hear that.
I actually have. Maybe it's because I don't have too many mentors. But I have the opportunity to be mentored by someone who is not in close contact with me. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know that, his teachings, his messages has highly impacted my walk with God and the way I see life, right?
Okay.
But I've also had the opportunity to have a mentor who is in close proximity to me. Now, I believe what you behold is what you become.
That's right.
If you want something, if you gaze continuously at something,
That's it.
the tendency for you to take the shape of that thing is very high. There are so many biblical references to that. I'm not going to get into that.
That's okay.
But, when you look at your purpose, you look at what God has committed to you, or where you see yourself in 10 years, there are specific people that just stand out, and it's because you can relate. They are in your tribe. Their experiences match your experiences. Their focus, their dreams match your dreams. Now, there is this particular woman, or there was, I was so drawn to her, and I did not know why. I would see her, and I just had this love for her. She was someone that her messages and just the way she carried herself spoke to me in very deep ways. And I didn't know how to approach her because she's older than me by far. But God saw the desire of my heart, and you won't believe it. According to her, she said she was praying and God told her to mentor me. And I didn't even know I was looking for a mentor. This was a few years ago, and I did not even know that was the word that was in my spirit. I just knew that, I could connect with this woman, her experiences, the messages she shared, her word. It was just impacting me. So I believe if you gaze at something, you become that thing, right? And the place of mentorship is extremely, extremely important. It should not be overemphasized. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah. So how do you keep those relationships
alive?
Yeah.
I think communication is extremely important in any relationship,
Yeah.
even in our relationship with God. Constant communication with someone, like you said, if you do not give attention to something, if you do not give care to something, it automatically dies, right?
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice is like a very key word. You have to go out of your way, send a message, call that person. Some people, it's not just in them to reach out. And I have some friends that will tell you, I love you, I'm thinking of you, but it's just hard for me to call you. And for some of us, how we know you're thinking of us is by calling us, by reaching out to us. But there are people that it's extremely difficult for them to send a text. I have a friend, I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
She doesn't call, she doesn't text, but whenever I call her, she answers the phone right away. And she tells me, Oni, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is with me. I just can't text, I can't call anyone. It's not just you, my friends are complaining, my mom, my dad. And I thank God because I understand, I won't hold that against her.
Okay. So basically what you just said is, understand your mentor's love language.
Pretty much.
So you can,
Pretty much. For some
speak to
people,
them the way
time
they
and
like it.
attention. For some people, it's acts of service. For others, it's given.
Yeah,
It,
most times.
it depends on the individual, if you ask me. So yeah, understand your mentor's love language and try the possible best to be there for that person and water that relationship. And I believe it will definitely blossom.
There's a question somebody's asking. I don't know whether we can take that question.
That's okay.
Somebody's asking, what can you do in a situation where your mentor's wife is hostile to you?
Wow.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I would think is to find the root cause, find why, separate it, try not to make it personal.
Yeah.
You need to understand, why that person is hostile. Yeah. And you also need to be able to clarify that you're not overthinking it or overreacting, Especially when maybe your mentor is a guy, and then you're a lady, and then because you want to talk to them constantly, maybe their wife is not a great fan of it, yeah. You have to be able to understand the dynamics of that relationship to ensure that you're not putting out wrong vibes,
Yeah.
You need to be able to know your place
Yes.
and stick in your place as, I'm a mentee. Don't form familiarity.
Yeah.
Don't try to be doing hugs, just, I understand that, what, my mentor is married, he has a wife, I need to respect that institution and I need to draw lines.
Yeah.
It is strictly a mentor-mentee relationship. I don't know whether it would be professional. I would most likely say, it's a professional relationship. Yes, you're my friend, or maybe yes, I'm like a sister to you or like a daughter to you. But you need to define those boundaries and stick with it. I believe if there's nothing else, the person would see that, there's actually nothing going on. If you can have a conversation with the person, but hostility is a bit relative, so
Yes.
you might not be able to
Who
say,
defines
oh,
it?
this person
Who
did
defines it?
something and this is hostile, But I mean, if you see things like that, you can have a conversation with the person. If the person agrees to say, oh, you know what, I noticed XYZ, I'm not sure if I'm overthinking it, but I just would like to clarify what exactly is happening, This is my aim and objective, I'm just trying to, your husband is XYZ, and, he knows about XYZ and I want to learn, and it's strictly within the confines of that. If there's anything I'm doing, that doesn't sit right with you, you can just call me to let me know. So I think
How many
you
people
can
will
do
be
that.
willing to do that?
To add something,
Yeah.
I think being hostile to someone is not natural. It's not okay. Just see someone and you just don't like that person, right? The person should have a reason as to why they don't like you, and should have a reason as to why they act the way they act towards you. So I think whoever asked that question, I'm not sure if it's a man or if it's a woman.
Yeah.
He's a man. He's a man.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you should identify within yourself what you're doing and try to involve your mentor's partner. When I say involve, I don't mean constantly being in their faces, but even in the little things. Oh, check up on both of them together. Let your intentions be made clear. And I think when people can see how pure your intention is, it helps them.
Yep.
When something is hidden, it's like there's that tendency for you to
Assume.
be suspicious because it has that hidden
Aura
nature.
to
But when
it,
it's
yeah.
brought to light, you're able to help that person see that, okay, this is my intention, this is my purpose, this is why I'm in communication with your partner, or
Yeah.
with your spouse, and it just helps that person. to
definitely
not
gives
lose-
clarity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The other questions, do we want to take more?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
That's okay.
So I have like 3 questions, even 4 questions. So there's one saying, everybody's talking about Jesus. Do I have to be a Christian to find the right association?
Okay, I can take that. I think I'm the least religious person here.
No,
and
it's not
that's
religion. It's not
totally
religion.
okay. Yeah, you don't have to be a Christian before you find out the right association. I would say, have a goal and objective. For instance, say, I'm moving to a new city and I need to find a job in my field. Yeah, what do I need to do? I don't know anybody in that city. And I need to find a job in my field. So what do? Yes, I have my goal and objective. My goal and objective is clear, and maybe I do the things that I can do within my power, but I'm trying to find a job and I know that, maybe in the city I'm moving to, references are a big deal. Yeah. So I start to research, there are platforms, you go on LinkedIn, you speak to people, that are in that industry. You tell them that, oh, I just moved to this city and I'm trying to look for something in this space. What do you think I can do? People would respond to you. Everybody might not respond to you, but some people will respond to you. And then from there, if they're not able to help you directly, they can refer you to somebody that can help you directly. And then you start have conversations from there. And then you start to build your network. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, yes, spirituality helps, but sometimes you can take some practical steps where 1 + 1 is definitely 2. I know sometimes in further maths 1 + 1 is like 3 or 4, but most times 1 + 1 is definitely 2. So you can take those practical steps, speak to people in the space. Even if it's somebody that is not in your industry, you can say, oh, you know what, hi Philip, I'm looking for somebody in the marketing communications industry. Yeah, do you know anybody I can speak to? I'm trying to find information. Even if Philip doesn't know anybody, you say, oh, I know somebody that is a creative artist. I don't know if you know somebody, but you can speak to him to find out. You can speak to that person and that person will refer you. It's like a web, it's like a mind map. Point A will take you to point B. You can move from Canada, to Nigeria, So if you speak to people in your network or people that you think would help, you can do a mind mapping strategy, You can put yourself in the center or put your goal in the center and start to highlight the things that you need to do, that will move you from this point to that point. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, I have to go to the Bible, I have to pray, yes, those things help. We're not discounting the place of those things, but there are other practical steps that you can use. You need to be able to use the human resources at your disposal, and you need to be able to know how to use those human resources. Like Philip said, we're not created to work alone. We're supposed to be dependent on other people.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to be a Christian to have right association.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree with you. So next question, I think we've taken this one, is mentorship compulsory? We are not going to take that again because Goodness used the word extremely
Yes.
twice. So we already know that people that have gone ahead of us, they have a lot of things we can learn.
Yep.
We can't discount mentorship. You need it in every area of your life. So
let me just add a quote that Bishop Oyedepo said. Bishop Oyedepo says, you know what?
She's not religious.
To become to become good at something, you don't have to experience it. Experience is not the best teacher.
Yes.
Example is, if somebody has gone through that process before, just ask them questions. You don't have to make the same mistakes that they already made.
Yes.
Especially when the information is at your disposal. Just ask. Examples are the best teachers.
Some people may not recover if they have to go through the experience on their own. So just learn. It's even time saving. Saving a lot of time trying to. So
smart work, actually.
I'm telling you, that's good. Thank you so much. Next question. If I have friends that are morally good, but not spiritually fervent, does that mean they are bad associations? I think we already, but if anyone wants to add more to that, I don't know.
Okay, I would not say they are bad associations, I will use this reference, I studied communication and there's a communication theory or model that says, selective attention, selective retention, So if Philip says something, I might not agree with everything that Philip says, but the things that I agree with, I'll take it and keep it, I don't have to pick everything that he says. So they might not be spiritual, but if their morality can influence mine in a positive way, I will take what I can and leave the rest. I mean, we are definitely not perfect. Everybody's not perfect. We all have our good sides and our bad sides. So even your spiritual friends have their bad sides. And you would not take their bad sides. You would take the only, the good sides. So pick what identifies with you. Pick, just don't allow if you're somebody that is not strong enough, just don't allow maybe their non-spirituality start to affect you. Maybe restrict your conversations to, ethical conversations, moral conversations. Maybe not necessarily have conversations that has to do with spirituality with them. Thank you so much, but you can keep your spiritual opinions to yourself, Maybe try to restrict what you talk about so they don't affect you, especially if you are not strong enough as a Christian and your faith can waver. I would just say that.
Yeah, I also think that we may never know. Some of the people that we think they are bad people, the word bad sometimes is, I don't like using that word.
Yeah.
Because some people, we are all like a combination of our experiences, background, where we are coming from. So some people are just a reflection of what they've been through.
Yep.
And we just term them as bad.
Yeah.
Because for example, let me use an example of Joel Osteen. Jolistin has been good all his life. He never had the opportunity to hang out. He was born in a Christian home. His father started a church. He's been good all his life. He never had experience. So I cannot use Jolistin's experience to generalize with everyone.
Yeah.
I can't do that. You can't imagine a David in the midst of his brothers.
Yeah.
He needed to build self-esteem and confidence. Everybody rejected him. So many theological that we are not discussing. So you need somebody like that. You need somebody like that that has low self-esteem because all his life in an environment he has not seen love and everything. Some people also misinterpret love and kindness. So if you meet people like that, you may think people take advantage of such people. You may think they are bad people. No. Some of them are just a reflection of their background. If we take time to actually relate to people, you will know that everyone that you have termed as bad, they are not, they just need opportunity to learn and to become better. But we have already concluded on them, which is not always correct. So it takes time to actually know people. And then you need to give people time to actually themselves. Grow and change and everything. Because we ourselves, we are not entirely good. So we have only received mercy. That's why we can say, we can look at people and just make conclusion. For me, none of us, and I'm sincere, I'm raising my voice, none of us has the authority or the power to make final conclusions on another person. So,
yeah.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. I
more questions.
We had more questions.
More questions. Is it compulsory you must do away with friends that are not spiritual, but they are Christians?
Well, we just answered that question, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we were talking about, we're going to ask Yinka his experiences with mentorship,
that's
good experiences. He said he had a bad experience.
Yeah.
So really like to hear that.
And for me, actually, I guess one of the things I really love about, we learn not just from the good experience, from the ugly ones, we learn as well. Right?
Yeah.
One of the things I was glad about is I learned it at the early stage of my life. So I get, okay, guys, this is how to. Right now, this present stage of my life, I take more people, I follow more people online that I don't even have their direct contact than the people I have their access. Why? For so many reasons. The best of men are still men. The best. Right? It's one of the things I understood the hard way.
Okay.
So the best
I don't understand that line.
The best of men are still men at their very best. And what that simply means is, so when I wanted to choose my mentor, then I worked in I was taking a public speaking and writing course back in Nigeria, and then after I finished my academy, and then they recruited me to work there, and because the person who employed us, who recruited us, was this person I look up to. He's awesome, it's amazing. I'm like, okay, no, you won't just be my boss.
Yeah.
You also be my mentor. You also be my this. So any little thing, sir, I love asking questions. I love asking questions. Curiosity, I love it. And then it got to a time, I started doing that, but it got to a time. Okay, for me, one way to keep it active over time, I love to get people gift. I learned out of reciprocity that when you get people gift when they're not expecting it, they feel it's one of the things we learn in persuasion, blah blah blah. So I love. In fact, there was I had 2 bad experiences in court. So there's this second person. The first 8 to 10 times I was going to meet him, I got him gift on all the occasions. The first 8 to 10.
Can I be your mentor?
So I made sure the first time the second time it was what's wrong with this guy. The third time I made sure I well that tank, but so that you will be like, okay. If I meet sir, I'm in Canada, you want to come over, you will come over. That kind of thing. And because I just want to, because I tried the first one, I was thinking, okay, maybe because I didn't do it right. Because so I got to a time, the person started taking advantage of, okay, why you have to come to my house now? Okay, are you going to do this for me? And I'm like, sir, I have a life as well.
Yeah.
That's the part. I'm like, no, don't get too. I understand I'm trying to, and I'm not disputing about you. You've been a blessing to me. But make me enjoy this process. You understand? Don't make me say, okay, now because you are mentoring me, then you have access to all my life and that kind of thing. And then I think, okay, I have an event I need to attend. Say no, so that was the point for me. That was where it started for me. So he was my boss. He was my mentor. So it was a great challenge. Just okay, God, I need to still go to work.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Do you think you did not define boundaries?
Yeah, like I said, it was one of my early ones. So I'm not regretting it.
Yeah,
I learned from it, like I said. I learned how not to, you understand? So I guess in the terms of communication, that's why right now I prefer more of people that I can follow online back to back than people I can have physical contact with for so many reasons. That's why I said the best of men are still, he has been, he's awesome, but that part of him, and the average man always want to focus on the negative and the positive. So for me then as well, it became a challenge. I'm like, okay, now you're telling me this, so at times I have to lie just because I need freedom, that kind of thing. At the time, I had to just voice out, okay, sir, I'm quit. Yeah, I had to state it point blank. But after I left him, the second person I was going to is so amazing, so awesome, cute, or just
wow.
And I'm like, God, in the next so years, this is exactly where I want to be. You know, those kind of in the next so years, this is the peak. And then I started following him, getting give back to back, any small thing. Okay, sure, I'm game. Let's go. I'm always available. I learned a lot of things. And then it came to that point where we also almost do everything together. And then there were times when I really needed to work because the level of his life is not the same as the level of my life. He's made. I am made in quote. He's not really made in quote. He is to an extent. So I can't compare his level of sacrifice, his level of we are not at the same frequency.
Yeah.
So at times when they give me those demands, I find that stretch and I almost wear out. I'm like, God, bro. I mean,
so there was see finish.
Yeah, so there were times when I'm like, no,
don't
put this pressure on me. I'm still young, that kind of thing. And but it wasn't seen from that angle. At times I try to voice out. At times I feel odd. I don't talk. At times, okay. And it's almost as if the same incident with the previous mentor is repeating itself again. Okay, are people trying to take advantage of me? Is it because I'm cool? Is it because I'm this? Okay, if this is what mentorship is all about, can I just retreat a bit, that kind of thing? So I just had to take a breath and just had to retreat. And then, so after that time, the next person I found, I just said, okay, you know what, sir, can I come and see the office? It's just once in a while. Just once. So I just, because why? I don't want to get too close and then a part of your life. And for another, like I said, I will now begin to focus on that aspect of your life over every other even good things you've done for me. You understand what I'm talking about? So for me, that's it for me. So now I just prefer, okay, this person, I follow him back to, but I have a particular person I've listened to over, I can boastfully say it, over 90% of all of his audios online, on all the line. YouTube, Telegram, I've listened.
Wow.
Yeah, I follow people back to back, that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to say, I prefer that. I feel like it's more easy, no stress, no, okay, this. Even though the only part to that is the fact that you may probably not have one-on-one opportunity to ask questions, get feedback, those kind of things. But at least to an extent, it has helped me. So that's where I stand, and that's my own experience personally.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Do we have more questions?
Yeah, we don't have more questions. People are just happy with.
Yeah, those are my people. I think I was going to give a shout out, please. I must give this people a shout out. But before that, so sorry, one thing. The balance to the question.
Yes, you needed to balance it. Because if you don't balance it, I was going to do
that. Yeah. But like I said, now I begin to understand. The mentor is not the problem, actually. It's not the people. Like I said, men are still men. And it's one of the things, we're all work in progress. But one of the things I want to just advise is don't get too comfortable. Don't get too familiar. As much as you can. Even if you have that contact, as much as you can, just make sure you keep that relationship. Not just
keep
just it will help you. Not it will help you. If you want to enjoy that process, just make sure you set it, not because of anything, because you just want to make sure you don't get hurt in the process. Usually, you are always going to get hurt. Usually, and there was a question that was asked the other time, which you answered, which I really appreciate. Sure, you don't probably need, in quote, Jesus to make some decisions. However,
I didn't say that.
No. That was the context was like, okay, you're talking about Jesus. Do I need just to make right association? And logic can teach you some things. I mean, you don't need just to tell you brush your teeth in the morning. You understand? The common sense will teach you some natural. And some people, really, they know. Okay, after this, okay, meet this person, talk to this person. Laws of 5 P's of life. Those theories. But there is an advantage of spirituality because there are realms of communication, and we have the logic. And most people want to stop at the logic level because they don't want to, spirituality, because different notion about spirituality. Some people don't even know what spirituality is. They say, well, you guys spirituality. But this is what I just want to say. There's another realm that is higher than logic. And I feel like what you can logicalize in 10 years, maybe that higher frequency can get you 1 year. That's what I think. And you see, we are all created from God. I feel, in fact, the Bible literally said we are created for His pleasure. I feel like, for me personally, I've rested so much in God that I got to do so many things in my life within a short while than all those times I was trying to figure it out. Times when you're trying to, I need to do this, no, and then you realize, the person you're trying to, call the right association is not even the right association because you don't need the intention at the first place. So, but how about if you can pray and then just like, no, my spirit is not connecting with this person. And then you just say, okay, we are not just flowing. And then it saves you the stress of you now trying to, if you don't have that feeling, that Holy Spirit in you, how about you just say, let's just, it happens in even normal relationship. I mean, this partner-to-partner relationship, it happens. At times you need that checkmate in your heart. Say, no, I just don't know why. I'm just not, you need it. We all need it. So that's the advantage of spirituality in choosing right association.
Yes, I'm laughing because of Ayo.
Yeah.
Because, we didn't know we were going to, it's over an hour already.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually checked my time and I realized, but I mean, it's been a fantastic.
wow.
There's certain topics that triggers a lot of, this is a major aspect of our lives.
That's right.
We can easily miss a lot of things with wrong associations. I can give you an experience on myself. That's why, our parents and everything, that we cannot, our parents, people that have gone ahead of us, they know more than us.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
That's right.
I remember when we were younger, parents would tell us, they would look at some people that we are moving with. They will tell you, I don't want to see you with that person.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying that friendship.
That's right. That's right.
Over years, I found out that they actually had foresight.
That's right.
Okay, for example, I used to play soccer a lot. I would have been arrested a few times
Wow.
because of disobedience.
Yeah.
There's a particular place that will play football in Lagos. I will have started smoking and smoking weed in that place. Because I remember that when we play, I love soccer and I used to, I was in part of the team and everything. But somebody that used to come to the field to actually distribute weed to us on the field.
You didn't have to buy it.
We didn't have to buy it.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
this polythene nylon back then in Nigeria and everything. I found out that it was very difficult. I believe in the prayers of our parents. Because I know my mom, especially, if a child is wayward, she goes to God. And there's a prayer that she prays. I believe it's very valid. If a child is misbehaving, she's done everything, and it's as if it's not yielding. She prays one prayer. She has sown the seed of the word of God. She goes to pray. I hear her praying. The seed of the word of God that we have sown into your life, that seed will not die. So no matter how you go, misbehave, you're coming
come
back. And it has worked for all the children. I'm telling you. So I found out they said, don't work with that person. Don't work. Some of the people she identified vividly, many of them today, they are living a kind of lifestyle that I don't want to. But if I continued and didn't listen, I don't think I would be where I am today. So sometimes we need to identify that area, this friendship and everything. There are people that I've cut off from. I'm telling you, I knew they were not adding value to my life. I was trying to also develop the relationship with them, but they were rebuffing me. Okay, it is when we got to this that we met. We can't, so I cut off with some people, made new friends. And let me give you an example of right association. Back at home in Nigeria, 4 years in the university, I had friends that helped me to maintain my spiritual life. Helped me. I have friends, mentors in academics. I have mentors in my spiritual life. I have mentors in business. Because I believe as a child of God, every one of us, we have entrepreneurship spirit in every child of God. He said, whatever your hands finds to do, do it all your might. So he says he's the one that gives you power to make wealth. I don't think any employment wants you to be wealthy. You can be rich.
I agree.
But to be wealthy,
I agree.
you need to find area of your life that you can
I agree.
express your value, where people will pay for your value that you have,
Exactly.
not just your regular workplace and everything. So, and now I have people like that. They helped me to be able to maintain my spiritual life for 4 years. We had vigils throughout my university, every 12 midnight. It was not convenient. It was
Wow.
very hard. Sometimes I would drag myself. Maybe they start at 12, I'll get at 12:30. Maybe it's the 15 minutes, but he helped me throughout my years in the university. And I'm telling you, some of the things I'm doing right now, I can trace it to such experiences. Those guys that helped me. I have somebody that helped me when I'm tired, I don't want to read, he will cheer me up, he will wake me up. I regard, and he's watching right now.
Wow.
But then he was looking up to me. I was looking up to him. He didn't know. But he helped me to make a first class in the university.
Fantastic.
You should give him a shout out, actually.
I know that I acknowledge
Wow,
my
that's
success
awesome.
in my academics. I trust. Sometimes we finish class. This person from class is still going to the library. What kind of person is this? Let's rest, man.
Such pressure.
What kind of person is this? But I know he helped me.
Yeah.
He will wake me up in the night. He comes to my room, tap me, we read together. When I'm sleeping, say he's awake. I don't want to embarrass myself. So I will looking at him when I want to sleep, and it helped me over the years.
Yeah.
And some of the things he taught me, I applied them even when I got here. So he mentored me in my academics. Somebody's mentoring me in my spiritual life. I have them. They are watching Shagun, Jimmy. Those guys are like covenant people to me that I can't do without them. I have mentors when I got here, and that's the way I've been able to identify all of you. I met you at work, and we started talking. We met online first, before we met physically, and the same thing. So I value the relationships of you, every one of you, communications experts. I have many things I want to do in communication. The people that are behind the cameras, they are experts, they are professionals. I have sound engineer. Right now, I have a lot of people that I know. If I want to do anything or anyone wants to, I know who to.
That's right.
You have the human resources.
I have the resources. So let me say this thing. If you have to pay for everything in your relationship, it's a proof that you don't have favor. Please, it's a proof. The reason is this. You must, in your relationship and associations, if you have to buy everything with money, you don't have a right association. There are things that you can't buy with money.
I agree.
Right associations is going to provide for
Yes,
you.
sir.
So we must recognize all of those things. This place that we are using, I'm going to appreciate the person that provided it.
Yeah.
I didn't pay one dime.
Fantastic.
It's based on what? Associations, relationship, contributing to the lives of people. The lives people are going to is a system of life. Find people to always be good to, be nice to people, be friendly to people. Look for areas of service that you can provide to people, whether mentors, people below you and above you. And also, if you're only good to people that are above you, you're an hypocrite. Believe me. Because I see somebody older than me. Naturally, I want to respect them. But people that are beneath you, you don't want to. Similarly, that are lower than you in terms of status and like that. You treat them with disdain. You are not doing something right. All men, you must honor all men, everybody. That is one of the major points in the right association. Honor everyone that you meet. You never know when you will need them in future.
Okay. Does anybody have anything to say?
Yeah, maybe
I think
a final word from me as well. Shout out first of all to my family.
That's okay.
Yeah, my spiritual family actually. We guys pray every day, and yeah, I see. Let's mention about a couple of names.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
thank you. I appreciate. Okay, I have Solomon, Banke, I have Ike, I have Esther, I have Raymond, I have Bidemi. Yeah, the guy I was talking about the other time. The story is the guy.
Thank you so much, Bidemi.
Thank you, Bidemi.
And honestly, we've been together for a while. Should I tell you a joke? At times when I go to his house, the mom doesn't know because we are almost of the same height. So the mom will always think, "Oh, am I Bidemi?" At times there was a time when literally the mother was thinking, "Oh, Bidemi." I said, "No, it's not Bidemi." It's that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just all someone you can vibe with. I feel like that's one of the reasons why, or one of the things that made myself and Mr. Philip to connect. Because I talked to a couple of people and okay, where do they stand? But when the first time I was ever going to have a conversation with him, I was like, Kai, no, there's some. In fact, I had to host him on my podcast last year. I was I must host you because it's like no, there is, and that's the thing, because if you have that thing, you also know who has that thing. You connect. There's a way you just naturally connect. Okay, so everybody, my two spirituality family, I can't mention all your names. Boye Praise, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We love you guys. We love you so much.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
Final words. I would say that we live in very sensitive times, very delicate times, and it is extremely important that we are around the right type of people.
That's right.
And that we are daily encouraged and that we're daily strengthened.
Right.
Even the Apostle Paul had people around him. He had Timothy. He had, these disciples that walked with him, daily strengthening him, encouraging him. So you cannot walk alone. There's no it's not just about, okay, some people believe it's just me and God, or it's just, let me just focus on what is God. But we are in a body, it's a body ministry.
That's right.
If one person is affected, the entire body is affected.
That's
So
right.
I think it's a principle that we should keep in mind, that we need people around us to survive.
That's right.
Physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. We
That's
need
right.
people in every area of our lives. And if you don't have the right type of people, like we've said today, be patient and believe that in the right time you find those people. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
That's
guys.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Joye. Thank you so much, Yinka.
Let me
Thank
just
you so
say
much,
something.
Yeah?
So my final was is that it's time to evaluate our relationships and friendships. Let's take time to evaluate them. You have to find out people that are in line with your value system,
That's right.
your area of interest, align, and all of that. We have weaknesses. We have to look for people that can help us to actually overcome our weaknesses. We have to be careful of people that always strengthen our weaknesses. We have to look. There's also a void in everyone that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
Even God, as you mentioned now, God is a God of relationships. He's searching for men that that their hearts are perfect towards Him to show on behalf of people. God is doing that. You need to surround yourself with people also that are mature and secure enough not to compete with you, but to compare themselves with you and to compete with you. They are not competing with you, but they are secure enough to just not to compete, but they want to compliment you. They want to see you succeed. Beware of people that only criticize. They don't have any time in their life that they see anything positive. It's going to affect you at some point because what you are hearing, you too will become like that. So you have to be aware of people. They don't see anything good in anybody. Beware of such people. Also, I will say this as an appreciation to everyone here. If they are great men, which all these people, great men and women, they're also little people. We must recognize that. So when you give an assignment to people that are a great assignment to small people, they are going to reduce that great assignment to what? To a small work. But if you give a small assignment to great people, they are going to make the assignment to become great. And that's what you are seeing today. See people here, just a little thing without, it's very unscripted, and they've done a fantastic job. Somebody's already trying to reach out to Ayo again to come and do this again. She's doing a fantastic job and all of that. And I hope that we have the opportunity to do something like this sometime in future. I hope you oblige me of your presence.
Of course, of course.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much for joining our session. We hope that you've learned something today. You've been able to take something from our conversation. If you have any questions, you can send a DM to Philip Olabisi, you can send a DM to Akinyinka, or you can send a DM to me, Ayobari. I'm not sure what Onye's Instagram name is or Facebook name is, but you can send any email or a message to any of us, and then we'll be able to reach out to whoever you want to speak to directly. I hope you had a fantastic time. Thank you so much for joining us. Do have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.